I think this is working. I think we're live. We'll see if anybody wants to play Lice Water with me. There are other Jackbox games, but all right, I got 3 people. I just put a link out to a couple of my friends, see if they want to play Lice Water. Otherwise, we'll start with 3 people. I'm okay with that. I lost my little window to play. Where is it? Oh no. So if you go to jackbox.tv, it'll ask you for your name and that 4-digit code, and that connects you to the game. Usually on your phone, but you can do it in a web browser too. I lost my browser window. I don't know where. Oh, there it is. And so it'll look. I guess I can't show you because full screen there, but. Let's see. I will start in like 1 minute. I don't know if I got a 4th person. If that was Blake Moose, we'll see. And then this is a kind of game where you can join in late as well. So, all right, let's play a game.
All right then, before we get started, don't forget, new players can go to this website and enter this room code to join the game at any time. Let's begin. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from the following fact categories. Archaeologists in China unearthed 4,000-year-old noodles that were still intact. Use your device to pick whether you think the fact is true or a lie.
Yeah.
Pamela Anderson's Baywatch swimsuit sold for $2 million on eBay.
Seems like a lot of money for a bathing suit. I mean, by the gram, I can't even do that math. Yeah.
Clint Eastwood's grandfather invented the Snickers bar.
It's crazy enough, it just might be true. Aw, my God.
New Zealand had 0 murders in 2004.
New Zealand is a magical place. Way to go, Neilio.
Tuesday the 13th is considered the unlucky day in Spanish-speaking countries.
Tuesday the 13th? Wow. I am doing bad at this.
Hasselhoff's ex-wife married an actor named Michael Knight.
For context, for those youngins, Michael Knight is the name of the character that made David Hasselhoff famous in Knight Rider. Oh, yeah, see there?
13 is spelled with 13 letters.
I don't know.
And here's where everyone stands at the end of round 1.
Lurd the Bird is my daughter who always wins at games.
Here are your next 7 fact categories. Bill Clinton lost the card with the nuclear launch codes for several months.
But he did not inhale. Oh my word!
Polyester was once used to make breast implants.
Of course, I get the breast implants one correct.
Gofuku is a town in Fiji.
Oh. And hello, Samples and Tests. Welcome. Join us. You can start anytime.
Typing on a keyboard speeds up nail growth.
I can't imagine it does. I don't know. Maybe it does. I couldn't imagine a president losing the nuclear codes either.
Mount Rushmore was briefly owned by German businessmen due to a surveying error.
Blight Moose, I agree. It's like I have to give him credit for coming up with some rando things.
Cleopatra was born with both male and female genitalia.
She might be the queen of
Satan
denial.
Wine is made by a vineyard next to an active volcano. Here are your scores.
Third, the bird is still kicking my booty.
For the final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is Kanye West tweets.
Oh, dear.
Which of these are real tweets tweeted by Kanye West and which are lies that we made up? Man, whatever happened to my antique fish tank?
Oh, my goodness.
I make awesome decisions in bike stores. Suede boxers are super fresh till you go on stage. LOL, hashtag hot outside.
You know what? I guess true, but it's probably false because I don't think he'd say LOL. Yeah.
Soon as I'm off this jet, I'm a rent We Bought a Zoo on Redbox.
It's a really, I mean, it's a really good movie though. Matt Damon, Scarlett Johansson.
I know all the words to my songs too.
I kind of hope he, I mean, I hope. Oh my goodness.
Fur pillows are hard to actually sleep on.
I think it's probably a fact that's true. I don't know if Kanye said it. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this.
Can't go to the bathroom with this marble minotaur looking at me, LOL.
Oh, LOL again. See, and I already clicked true, and I don't think he did. I don't think he's an LOL guy. He's very serious. Yeah.
Let's see the final scores.
Yeah. All right. It's exactly time to start. Should we do one more round? What do you think? Want to do another round? Let's do one round. I don't have really much to say, so I'll choose on device. All right.
It's time for another game of Lie Swatter. You're going to see 7 crazy facts pulled from these fact categories.
So Ben is
Cornflakes were invented to
nice.
curb people's sexual appetites.
I just don't even know. Bland taste.
The George Washington statue in London sits on American soil.
So like dirt from the U.S. or like land owned by the U.S.? I need specifics here. Oh. Oh, so dirt. A pile of dirt.
NASCAR began as a carriage racing league.
Not all sexy carriages are really fast, is what it stands for.
The Rhode Island School of Design has a Braille calligraphy class.
The fancy dots. Very fancy dots.
King Louis XIV decreed that only royalty could wear red heels.
Except for that lady in red. She's dancing with me. Oh.
Mayor McCheese appeared in a 1984 campaign ad for Ronald Reagan.
Is there anything more capitalist than McDonald's? I mean, you know. Oh. Samples and test got it.
An Olive Garden in Fort Wayne, Indiana has a perfect Zagat rating.
I don't even know what a Zagat rating is. Breadsticks, they Zagat 'em. Aw.
And here's where everyone stands at the end of round one.
Oh, and Ben, a.k.a. Sean Durden, I think he quit playing.
Here are your next 7 fact categories.
All right.
Picasso painted one of his works over an original Raphael painting.
Raphael the turtle?
Before he was an absolute leader, Mao was an assistant librarian.
Assistant to the librarian. Hey, Mason, you're not too late. Join anytime. Whoa. I did not get that right.
Jimmy Carter's statue outside his presidential library is made of peanuts.
I gotta question the longevity of a peanut statue, like actual peanuts.
The word gargoyle comes from the Latin and Greek words for to gargle.
Oh my word. Way to go, Lord the Bird. Everybody else got it wrong. Including myself.
Woody Allen shot Midnight in Paris entirely in New Haven, Connecticut.
question could have been, Midnight in Paris is a movie, and I would have just as much of a guess.
Most closets open up from the floor in Japan.
Like, I don't know how that would work. Like a garage door?
Stalin had webbed toes.
I have a friend named Stalin. I don't think he has webbed toes, but he could. Yeah. Oh, he was ashamed of
Here are your
that.
scores.
Wow. All right, everyone. Round
For the
three.
final round, all the facts will be about one category. That category is real currency. Which of these symbols really represent currency somewhere in the world, and which ones do not? Upside down question mark.
Is that like the question mark block emoji when you don't have the right set of emojis? Because I gotta think that would happen a lot with different like world currencies.
With like headphones?
Headphones? Isn't that the Ankh or something? What is that? I don't even know what it's called. Omega? I really don't know what that is. I'll go with headphones. I think I'm going to take this one unless I screw
The C
up.
with a tail.
I don't know if it's a tail. It looks like a tiny little C coming off the bottom. Like it's a asexually reproducing C. It's a bud. C bud. Oh, I got that one wrong. Oh, we all did.
Q.
I mean, it probably is. And I could know, but it probably is. I bet it is. And I put it's not. Yeah.
It's like a E.
I will take a pretzel for a quetzal. Kind of looks like this flying bug thing's nose.
The Y with the lines.
Why, oh why? It's like a Y and an H mashup. Yeah, so Mason says, yeah, you're a... You know, I wasn't positive. I was pretty sure, but I wasn't positive. Oh, it's again. All right.
An E with an umlaut.
See, I'm going with no because an umlaut is like a German thing, and I mean that doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. Yeah, right. Oh All right, this
Let's
was
see
the
the
Super
final
Bowl.
scores.
So, oh, that was close. I almost did not win. All right, that was fun. Thank you, everyone, for playing along. Yeah, we'll exit. We'll quit. Yeah, that's why I said quit, I'm sure. That was fun. We'll have to do that again sometime. All right, how do I get back to... Nope, that's not the right one. There we go. All right, hi, everyone. How many people are watching the Superb Owl tonight? Oh, I lost my screen. And I got to shut off the little thingy because it's not true anymore. There we go. Boom. All right. So, yeah. Let's see what's happening in the world of Sean. Not a whole lot. Somebody bought a book, which I almost forgot that I had books, but thankfully I had a shelf full of them, and somebody bought one. So that was fun for me, kind of a throwback to when I made the comic book. I mean, I don't know what Neil and Lydia, who were playing the game, I don't know if they're still here. I don't know are you guys doing anything for the Super Bowl? I mean, you're welcome to come over if you want. I think Lizzie is going to be here with her friend. I think Amanda might come over to our house because Christian isn't feeling good. I don't know what you guys are doing. You're welcome to come over. Super Bowl's always good. Won't be watching it when I work tomorrow. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah. I mean, it'll be on. I think it's just a really good excuse to eat pizza rolls. You haven't ever watched American football? Yeah, I mean, I'm not really a football fan, but it is pretty significant here. I mean, we even call it football, even though the rest of the world already has a sport called football. So that's pretty bold of us. And it's mostly not a foot related game, but anyway, it is what it is. Just planning on taking it easy, Neil. That's cool. Oh yeah, taking out a chimney in the kitchen. All right, and putting in a dishwasher, which is awesome. So yeah, doesn't matter who wins the Super Bowl, you definitely win that one. I went to the store and got just some snacks like pizza rolls and Doritos and stuff to make chicken dip. And it's not chicken. I mean, it's, I'm a vegetarian. It's fake chicken, but and blue cheese and cream cheese and Frank's hot sauce and that. Oh, that is true. The chimney has probably never been out in its life. And as long as you don't go to a sports bar, I mean, restaurants are going to be pretty empty. So you probably get a nice seat by a window somewhere. The chimney, I mean, I hear the chimney is smoking hot, so you'll definitely turn some heads. Oh, man. So, yeah, the Super Bowl is tonight. In sad and depressing news, I don't know where I said it or where I didn't say it. We're in the ER with my wife on Wednesday because even though her heel has been healed up, she's been walking in shoes and everything just fine. We didn't know what was happening, but apparently her Achilles tendon has ruptured, looks like a couple different times after the surgery that repaired her heel bone and reattached her Achilles and stuff. And so now, after months of healing and thought we were through the miserable stuff, she actually has surgery on Tuesday, and we're starting over from square one. They're going to take a tendon from her big toe and graft it onto her Achilles and strengthen her Achilles tendon where it ruptured. And then her big toe just won't have a tendon on the top, I guess, but it can still move and it's still usable, just not as dexterous. I don't know. No, it's a completely new surgery, unfortunately. The surgery, see, this is our second heel. The first heel had the same surgery that she had where they detach her Achilles tendon and reshape her heel bone. That's the problem. She had a genetic deformity in her heel bones that a sharp thing sticks out the back and basically cuts into her Achilles her whole life. So they reshape her bone and then have to reattach the Achilles tendon, like with fancy, I don't even know. They have like some mechanism for doing it. And that's like super strong. Like the part they reattached is super strong. But the damage that was done to her Achilles tendon after a lifetime of her heel bone, literally cutting it like in half vertically on her right heel that she did first, it was able to heal up and get strong, and she doesn't have any problem with that anymore. On the left one, which was supposedly not as bad, the apparently the other part of her Achilles was too damaged and it couldn't heal itself, and so it's just really weak and then just started rupturing, like just strings, I'm guessing, that never really strengthened up, and so they just like pting pting, and yeah, we were actually in the hospital because it burst through her heel, and I've never seen so much blood in my life. It was like a horror show. Plus, it hurt her really bad. But yeah, so it's kind of miserable. And now, thankfully, I procrastinated. We had the knee scooter in the car to donate for weeks, and I was just kind of lazy and never got around to donating it. Thank goodness, because we need it for like 3 months now. So yeah, that's a bummer. But she got into the surgery really quick, so that's nice. That surgery is happening right away on Tuesday, and yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's just an unfortunate bump in the road. So are you guys? The Super Bowl, is the Super Bowl on? It's on regular TV, right? You don't have to have Paramount Plus. I know it's streaming on Paramount Plus, but it's also like on CBS, I think, which we have CBS. So, I got to think it's on regular TV too. I can't imagine it's only streaming on Paramount Plus. That would be really bizarre if like every person in America had to buy streaming to. And I mean, some people don't even have good internet service, but they have CBS. So. 11:30 p.m. Oof. Yeah, that's rough. And yeah. And I don't know what time kickoff is. I know the show officially starts at 6 p.m. and probably the game starts around 6:30, so that's probably what 11:30 is for you. And even then, I mean, they take forever, right? I mean, just a long, long time. But even though I'm not a football fan, I do have to admit the Super Bowl is generally interesting, right? I mean, it's, the best of the best teams playing, and I know enough about football to kind of understand what is going on. Like, I couldn't tell you like, oh, that's pass interference, because those are crazy rules and stuff, like very specific definitions that I don't quite comprehend. But like the basics of the game I get. So if I did stay up at 11:30 here and go to a club, only okay. Oh, so you watch what the rest of the world calls football, yeah, but not American football. Yeah, it's a game of big, strong people running into each other, but it is what it is, yeah. And I mean, obviously the rest of the world, if we say soccer, like what we're talking about, but nobody calls it soccer anywhere, right? I mean, soccer, is that strictly an American word that obviously people around the world know that soccer is referring to what everybody else calls football? Or is soccer something that is used elsewhere too? I'm just curious. And I don't know anything about soccer, aka rest of the world football. Blake has been watching the 49ers games since Joe Montana and Jerry Rice were on the team. See, I recognize those names, but I couldn't have told you what team they played on. Hated being called soccer. Yeah. I mean, I get it, right? I mean, it's football everywhere. But is it referred to as soccer anywhere but here? That I don't know. Again, I mean, I know that everybody knows what soccer is, or what it means, but I've never really heard anybody but Americans call it soccer. It's a weird word too. I kind of wonder where that word came from. Soccer? Yeah, football in the U.S. is played with hands. I mean, there's some minor kicking, like you kick a field goal and you punt the ball with your foot, and then you do a kickoff to start it with your foot. But the rest of it, it's hands and stuff. Neil enjoys some football in the international sense. Yeah, I don't know that anybody in our family is really a American football like fan. I mean, it's almost like part of American culture at this point. So like everybody's familiar with it, but I don't know. I guess my sister and maybe both of my sisters, their families are American football fans, Lions fans specifically, but I guess I don't know. I usually watch the Super Bowl, and that's usually the only football game I watch all year. I did watch the Lions and 49ers because the Lions have never made it to the Super Bowl, so I watched that. Oh, yeah, so gosh, I guess we can talk about something other than football. Linux stuff. I guess it's not Linux at work, which is weird for me that at CBT Nuggets I'm not making Linux content. That's just really weird. But I have to admit, I've been learning a lot about the different options that Google has for AI, and it's quite a bit. It's interesting how they are utilizing AI in their cloud platform, and I get to teach about it now. So I mean, that's fun. My plan today was I was going to make a YouTube video, but I ran out of time. So I might do that. I took Tuesday off work because my wife's having surgery. But perhaps I will take some of the time on Tuesday to make another YouTube video. I want to get that Linux Plus course done. I really do. It's been too long, and people are too kind. So many kind comments on YouTube about it, and it's just sitting there. And it's not like the next. I mean, we're doing loops next, I think, like Bash scripting loops, and that's really fun. Barry Sanders and Odell Beckham, I think, catch a few years ago. See, the name Barry Sanders definitely rings a bell. Odell Beckham, not so much, but I believe it. You know, I think the Lions have traditionally been so horrible, but like the last couple of years, they've been doing really well. And I did hear somebody who does watch a lot of football, American football, say that against the 49ers, that when the Lions decided to kick that first field goal instead of going for it and trying to get the touchdown or the first down, you know, in that fourth down situation, that they knew they were going to lose because they were playing it safe, and they got where they were from taking big risks, like trying to convert on a fourth down. And so they said when they saw the Lions, you know, play the safe game and go for the field goal, he said, they're not playing their game. They're going to lose. And then they lost. So, you know, is what it is. Had a week off wondering what I can do. Linux, C++, Python, robotic, Pi stuff, CCNA, and only decided yesterday what I want to do. So what is it you want to do, Bite Moose? I'm curious. What is it? What's your next project? Like I said, I'm learning the Google Cloud stuff so that I can teach it. But let's see. What else did I get? I do have one of those Google Coral AI TPUs, tensor processing unit for doing some AI stuff. Like there's a couple. Oh gosh, what are the video NVR stuff that you can integrate some of the Google Coral USB dongle in and get like serious AI recognition of like animals and people, and there's like a whole bunch of models out there. So that's kind of cool. I might integrate that. There's a NVR called Frigate. There's also another one, that name I forgot. But I don't like the way Frigate does video capture, because it does it in like 10-second chunks, and 10 seconds is a lot of video if you only want for me it'd be bird cams, right? And I don't want 10 seconds of nothing and then, you know, a bird flies in. So anyway, just trying to get text going down USB cable to a PC via web page. Oh, I did get on the recommendation of Kyle Rankin, friend of mine. Hold on. This they're on like super sale at Amazon. They are, oh, what brand? Keychron K2. They're on super sale because they're not LED backlit. But what I like about it is they're USB-C, but they're also Bluetooth, so you can use it on like devices. And they have two modes. They have Mac mode and Windows mode. So I don't know if you can. I think this will zoom in. Yeah. So like it comes with the Mac buttons, but it also comes with keycaps you can swap out to get like the Windows keys and stuff back, which I just think is pretty cool. And it's nice and mechanically. I think this is the brown switch ones because this doesn't feel, yeah. So the brown switch ones don't click, but they have like resistance. And then I have another one with red key switches that they click a little. They are kind of a soft clicking. But yeah, and it was I mean they're pretty affordable. Like I think less than $40 for like a mechanical keyboard that is pretty slick indeed. So I might hook it up next to an iPad for doing writing where I don't want distraction, like to work on a book and stuff. So anyway, start. Oh, I missed a spot. Oh, we can do it and then. Oh, watch me Tuesday. Cool. Yeah, I was gonna do that all week, and then Wednesday is when we ended up going to the hospital, and it was just a whirlwind of a nightmare the rest of the week. I'll be working tomorrow, Monday, and I'll be live streaming the workday. So if you're around on Monday, I'll be live streaming the just myself making a CBT Nuggets skill. And then Tuesday, like I said, I have off. Maybe I'll record that YouTube video for Linux Plus. I hope so. But it depends on how Dawn is doing and what time her surgery is. I got a TechNet with blue keys on it, nice and clicky like an old Dell. Yeah, so my friend Kyle Rankin, who I know I've talked about before, and he's just an awesome guy. He has multiple old IBM, the M, like the old school clicky keyboards, like the original OG clicky keyboards that he's been using forever, but they're harder to connect to a computer and stuff. And so he was looking for something more modern, but with the same feel. And he said the red switches from this brand, Keychron K2, he said the red switches feel like a worn-in M series keyboard. Like they're not as clicky as they were brand new, but it's like a worn-in M series keyboard. So that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. But yeah, I will be, it's still moving on me, isn't it, here? No, too far. There. All right, now it's stationary. It won't do that whole like going all over thing. But yeah, I'll be live streaming tomorrow. I'm not sure what time I'll start. I have to get Donna to work. She just texted me that she actually, the stitches that they stitched her up on Wednesday have not stopped bleeding, which is a little disconcerting. But again, she has surgery on Tuesday. There's just so much damage right now in her heel that it's terrible. She has a boot that she's in, like one of the boots that elevates her heel so it doesn't pull the Achilles tendon tight. But the stitching that they did in the emergency room hasn't stopped bleeding. And so she said she bled through like the bandages and the sock and her boot again. So that's just kind of unpleasant, which I feel bad for. She's done in 2 hours though. So I'll go get her and she can clean up her foot. It's so miserable. I feel bad for her. Like seriously, it's just miserable. And I know that the surgery is just, it's painful and the process for healing is long. She's going to be in a partial cast for like 2 weeks and then a full cast for 2 weeks and another full cast for 2 weeks and then a boot for who knows how long. And then she starts physical therapy and she'll be in physical therapy all summer. Hopefully once this is done though, it'll be done forever and she'll just be fine. So anyway, nothing else I can do about it. Just be frustrated with her and help her do stuff. Yeah, so I got the keyboards, working on that. I'm trying to think what else. I feel like more stuff. I have some Home Assistant stuff that I haven't had time to set up, but I got a bunch of ESP32 little Arduino units. And I mean, they're great for projects like the bouncing ball thing over here with WLED. But what I specifically got them for is Bluetooth presence detection. Because so with Home Assistant, I mean with any home automation thing, there's a couple ways you can do presence detection, right? You can do a PIR motion sensor, which is what I use here. When I come into my office, it sees the motion and my lights turn on. And then when I leave, after like 15 or 20 minutes of no motion, the lights go off. But that isn't great because if I'm sitting still typing or writing or something, the lights will go off because I don't move enough. So what I want to do is have some presence detection. They make this 24 millimeter stuff that like will just sense a human being somehow. I don't even know how it does it, but it like just points at a thing. And if there's a meat sack in the room, it will, say like present and the lights can stay on. I don't have any of those devices, but another cool thing is you can turn the Bluetooth on the ESP32 devices and like just have it look for something like, an Apple Watch or a phone or, any Bluetooth device. It doesn't have to like connect to it. It just like looks for it. And if it detects it, it will, say that is present, and you can turn the sensitivity way down. So it only like, senses in a, certain square footage. So like if I put it in the corner of my office away from the door and then tweak the levels just right, when I come in, it will sense it. So I'll probably still turn my lights on with motion, but then I won't trigger the turning off the lights unless the Bluetooth detects that I have left. And so that's something I'm planning. So that's something I want to work on. I've never really been good at videoing myself doing projects like that, though. I just kind of get sucked in, and then I realize, oh, I've done it, and I didn't record anything. So that sucks. Yeah. Oh, but Moose, I appreciate that. Yeah, hope it goes well. Yeah, if she wants a distraction, could put firecrackers in her slippers. Yeah, I mean, I could do that one time, right? And then, then she'd be, single, and she'd have to worry about how to hide a body when you just had surgery. So yeah, I won't do that. But honestly, if I did that, she'd probably have help hiding the body because, that's that. Her workplace has been really, really cool though. Like on Friday, we saw the doctor/surgeon. He was in surgery all day Thursday, so we couldn't see him then. We went in Wednesday night to the hospital and then saw the surgeon/doctor Friday morning, and before she went to work. And that's when we found out that, she had ruptured her Achilles and had to have another major surgery. And then I took her to work, and work just sent her home. They said, you know what, this is a lot. I mean, she was emotional and, just kind of devastated. So like, no, I just go home. So she got to go home, and they've been really good with, working with her. And she's, and half the company is gone at a book conference. So the timing is really poor, but they're just awesome. So yeah. So, work has been awesome. Everybody's been awesome. And, thankfully I work from home. So, I'm here to help do stuff like that. I'm not sure what's going to happen with babysitting the grandbaby. We'll have to see, because it's, she'll probably do it. My wife is pretty tough and awesome. So anyway, I always say, oh, I want to work on the Linux Plus stuff, but I truly do. Over the past like 2 weeks, I've gotten a ton of comments on YouTube about the Linux Plus stuff. People saying, oh, this is so great. Is it going to be finished? And people haven't been nasty about it. They've just been like, oh, I hope this is finished. It's been so good. And it's just so nice. Yeah, people are awesome. It's still getting more subscribers, even though I haven't posted an actual video in like months. So y'all are awesome. And the time will come. The time will come indeed. And now that the Google, they did the revision on the course that I was doing. So I had to like go back and make sure I covered all the new objectives and stuff. And now that is done, hopefully I can actually just make content like every other trainer does, make content, turn it in, get paid, and be done at work. What a weird few months it's been. Anything else that people are wondering about or going on? Or I am am printing stuff. My 3D printer is going. I can't really say what it's for because it might be a present somebody's making for somebody, but that's fun. I wish that I could design better for the 3D printer because there are some things I'm like, oh, I wish I knew how to make that. And I haven't done it. There's like Tinkercad online that you can do some, but yeah. Chase, I'm taking the Linux Foundation cert in 40 minutes. Whoa. Oh, awesome. Hey, good luck. Good luck. I don't mean that sarcastically. Seriously, good luck. I hope it goes well. I think I covered all the topics in the Linux Essentials or Linux Foundations cert. So Linux Foundations, Linux Essentials, are we talking about the same thing, or is Foundations, is that the Linux Foundation thing? I don't know. Anyway, regardless, good luck. I hope it goes well. Yeah. That'd be cool. Bite Moose need to get a cert for something. We just don't have the motivation. Yeah. So I mean, that's always been essentials. Okay, Chase. Awesome. I think I covered all the things in there. I tried really hard to make sure all the objectives were covered. So, yeah, good luck. I mean, people have passed after watching it. So, there's hope. And, yeah, good luck. Good luck. I hope it goes well. I hope it goes well indeed. Oh, Neil. Yeah. So, Neil, for anybody who doesn't know, Neil is my son-in-law. He likes glow-in-the-dark stuff, and I was able to get the glow-in-the-dark filament finally, and finally printed some stuff. There's different colors of glow-in-the-dark, which I didn't realize. Like, I have some blue glow-in-the-dark, but it doesn't glow quite as well as the green. I think the green is popular for a reason. It just glows really, really well in green. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. And I got this Bamboo Lab brand printer, which it's not the most open. It's not like a Prusa is like completely open, open source everything. But the Bamboo Labs is known to be very reliable and robust and just works. And that's been my experience. I had filament break off inside, and I had to Google how to open it up, but I did, and it worked fine. So, yeah, I've been really happy with the Bamboo Lab printer. It just prints really, really well. I've had a couple failures, but most of the time when I have had a failure, it's because I didn't clean my print bed really well. After like a couple prints, I kind of have to take out the bed, wash it with soap and water, dry it, and then rub glue stick on it. And that makes things just work really, really well. In fact, it came with a glue stick, which I always thought that was like a hack, but it literally shipped with a glue stick to do exactly that. So it, as long as I have a clean bed, it prints well. And, yeah, so big fan of, Bamboo Labs, printers, and the filament switcher. So I have the AMS on top. I don't know if I can. So can you see? Yeah. So see that thing on top of it where there's like 4 different spools? It's this thing where you can like switch colors mid print, but it just wastes so much. And it's, oh man, it's the worst. And then it like bleeds in I don't like to print multicolor prints. It's just messy and wasteful and everything. Mr. Hacking, hi, it's going well. We're just chatting before the Super Bowl kind of thing. So, so Bite Moose, my daughter, she's very sweet. She just texted me and said, "Hey, don't forget you were replying to this comment about." I'll pop it up. Oh, Lydia, you're so sweet. Yes, need to get a cert for something on motivation. What I was gonna say is that I struggle with recommending people to get certifications because if you don't have a specific reason, just getting it to get it's not great. Now, there can be some non-work related, very good rationales. Like if you just want to, for your own sanity, like, okay, do I really know this stuff? Then yeah, you can absolutely get a certification just for your own, like, hey, I do know what I'm doing. I know what I'm talking about. Thank goodness. But just getting a cert for getting a cert's sake, unless you're like going for a job or it's going to get you a raise or whatever. Yeah, I struggle telling people, oh, you should just get all the certs. And I know that goes against like somebody who makes certification training. You think I should push them, but yeah, unless there's a reason, I don't recommend it. But that reason could be your own like validation, right? Like, yes, I do know what I'm doing. Oh, hacking shits, you got your SSCP this week. Awesome. I don't even know what SSCP. I'd have to Google that. I don't know what that stands for. But congrats, that's awesome. Well done. Bite Moose need the CCNA for work. Need Linux Plus to leave this job. I need a job. I like being a geek, but sometimes it's just yeah. Oh man, do I ever feel that? Yeah. The CCNA. I got the CCNA. I can't tell you the exact year. Probably like 2003 or 5 or somewhere around there. I got it because we got a grant to get a Cisco Academy in the high school, or I was a technology director, and none of the teachers at the time were interested in teaching Cisco Academy. And so I got like this special permission from the teachers union and stuff to teach a vocational class, and they sent me to get trained. So I got the CCNA and then like some endorsement so that I could also teach it to the Cisco Academy at the high school. And it was, yeah, it was actually really cool. I really enjoyed the CCNA. I don't know how much it's changed. I mean, that was 20 years ago, right? I don't know how much it's changed, but what I liked is the stuff that you learned. Yes, there was some Cisco specific stuff, and I know that's been updated because they were all like serial routers, like the giant serial ports, chonka, that like connected and weird programming. But just learning general networking was so good. Like it was that course that I learned to like make Cat5e Ethernet cables. That was like part of it, is we had to physically make it in the course and pass, make sure that we had fluke testers and stuff. We had to crimp the cables and make sure they passed. And that was part of the exam and part of the course. It was really interesting. And, learning about the OSI models, that really helped my understanding of networking incredibly in my job. So while the CCNA actual certification didn't really do beans for me, except it allowed me to actually teach the class, which I didn't get paid extra for, which looking back, I feel like I should have gotten paid extra, but I didn't. I got to teach it, but it didn't really benefit me in any other way. But that knowledge, that was awesome. That was actually really awesome. And it might not have been a normal CCNA class. It was an accelerated thing. We spent like 8 hours a day for 2 weeks straight. And at the end of that crash course, like I stayed in another town. At the end of that crash course, we took the exam, and then I was able to teach. So I don't know exactly how much it was, but yeah. Oh, you're a CCNA for 9 years, limited slip. Okay. That's gone now. All right. Yeah. Like, yeah, I know. I mean, it's like I said, it's 20 years ago. So I figured that CCNA has changed. Hacking Shitsu. I had start time with Network Plus. I don't know. Put in a CCNA. I just haven't. Yeah, and like I said, I don't know how well I would do at those these days. I mean, networking. I mean, now it's like software defined networking, and that wasn't even a pipe dream when I was a CCNA. So, yeah. Neil, get CPR certs. You know what's okay? So probably they still tell you this when you get certified for CPR, Neil, but when I first got certified for CPR, they said, if you are certified and you end up hurting somebody, you can get sued and you're more likely to lose than if you are not certified and you are trying to help someone. Because if you're not certified, then you don't come with this like authority, then you're just somebody trying to help. But if you are CPR certified and you help someone and do a poor job, then you're like more liable. It was a weird thing that they told us about, but we still had to be CPR certified, probably for when I worked at the school district. I don't remember what I had to get certified for. Maybe it was for Bible camp or something, but anyway, yeah, it was weird. Blight Moose, networking and tech is still fun, but in work, it's paycheck and what it was. Yeah, I mean, that's, boy, that's just a life lesson in a lot of stuff, isn't it? Where once something that's awesome becomes your job, a lot of times it loses its awesomeness. I've been lucky in that hasn't happened a ton. Like when I worked at Linux Journal, when I was a staff writer at Linux Journal and editor or whatever, it wasn't my full-time job, and so I never like felt frustrated. I have to admit though, so I would write 6 articles a month, and the writing I never got tired of, but coming up with 6 topics every month, that some months was the challenge. I mean, that's always the hardest part of writing. Hardest part of a lot of creative things is, coming up with the idea, and coming up with 6 topics for articles every single month was a lot. Some of the articles were short up front. That was part of the magazine, upfront pieces, but it didn't matter how much text was in it. It was the idea that was the premium, right? I mean, whether I had to write, 2,500 words or 500 words for the topic, it was coming up with that topic. Ooh, yeah. I need to get my Linux stuff on. Yeah, Linux is just fun. That's what, I mean, if Blight Moose, if you don't have a home lab set up, I recommend it. Even if you don't do anything but play around with it. I mean, just get like a decent virtualization thing so you can spin up stuff, and I just love it. And that's how, I mean, a lot of my production stuff now is, I should put scare quotes around production, but a lot of my production stuff now is just stuff that I played with and had fun with, and, is now hosted in Docker. I host so many things in Docker just because it's so much fun, where you can like completely create an entire environment without needing to install servers, right? It's all just like a little lines of like configuration, and it spins up this whole container environment, with like ports being forwarded and volumes mapped to your local drive. And then it just works. And if you don't like it, you just like tear it all down and you still have your configuration file. I just love the idea of Docker. And so I still use it. I have not learned Kubernetes at all, but I still use Docker a lot. I love it. The live stream and Linux vids are keeping me going. Oh, good. I appreciate, you know what? I appreciate that. And there's a lot of weeks where I'm like, I shouldn't do the live stream. I don't really have anything to bring to the table, but I do have excitement to bring, right? I mean, and yeah, I mean, I get down more frequently than I would like, but yeah, I mean, the reason I was on YouTube, and the reason that I do my CBT Nuggets job is that it's exciting. I don't know. I like learning. So teaching is just there's no way to learn quite like teaching. If you got to teach something, you'll learn it better than you would ever learn it doing something else. So anyway, user, oh, cool. Well, congrats on that too. I got LPI. I don't know if you mean the LPI Linux Essentials or the LPIC 1 is 010-600. I don't know what that one is. Is 010-600. Is that Linux Essentials? I don't remember the numbers. I know that I kind of swapped platforms. I went from Linux Essentials, which is from Linux Professional Institute, and then I went right to Linux Plus, which of course is CompTIA. I look forward to the live streams too, samples and tests. I have to admit, even when we just chat and talk and have fun and play Lieswatter, I mean, that's fun for me. Essentials. Okay, I wasn't sure about the numbers. I know it's even listed in my playlist, like what the numbers are, but I couldn't remember. And I wasn't sure, Hacking, if you were talking about videos from CBT Nuggets, because I made like LPIC 1 and LPIC 2 multiple revisions over the years when I used to work at CBT Nuggets. So a lot of people know me from there. And then I didn't work at CBT Nuggets for like 3 years. And of course now I'm back there, but I'm not doing Linux stuff. So anyway, Byte Moose got Ubuntu, VMware on it, Fedora server, FreeBSD server, just play around with stuff. That's cool. Raspberry Pis are fun to junk. Yeah, I agree. Raspberry Pis are almost like the the physical version of a Docker container. You can just like pop out the SD card and like pop in something new and just play with it and have fun. I do like Raspberry Pis a lot. I like so VMware doesn't have a free ESXi at all anymore. Like you can't even download it from what I've heard, which is something. I mean, yeah, it's just not free at all. But Proxmox, I used to be really annoyed that with Proxmox, you can't easily do Docker directly, like it's not built into their infrastructure, but they do LXC containers, which I didn't like at first, but they are kind of a nice halfway point between spinning up an entire server and using a Docker container. So I do like the containers in Proxmox, even if I at one point wished that they were Docker containers, but they're not. They're LXC containers. Anyway, haven't checked out LPIC 1. So LPIC goes further than Linux Plus. You know, LPIC 1 and Linux Plus used to be the exact same thing. Like you used to take the two exams and you could get both Linux Plus certified and LPIC 1. And then like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, CompTIA decided to part ways with the Linux Professional Institute and make their own, Linux Plus single exam certification. But as far as like content, they still cover similar levels of stuff. So LPIC 1 and Linux Plus, they're different, obviously. And, LPIC 1 is still 2 exams, whereas Linux Plus is 1 exam. But I mean, the LPIC 1 exams cost about half as much as the Linux Plus exam. So it's not like it's a savings one way or another. But the content's about the same. But then with LPIC, or Linux Professional Institute, they go further. LPIC 2 is deeper than a Linux Plus for sure. And then LPIC 3 is goofy because LPIC 3 is not just a cert. There's like multiple types of LPIC 1 certifications or LPIC 3 certifications you can get. And I haven't taken or made courses for LPIC 3 at all. Almost got a Raspberry Pi, ended up with an Analog Pocket. Yeah, so, and when you got the Analog Pocket, Neil, that was when Raspberry Pis were they're still, because the new ones are out, they're still in short supply. But when you were looking, they were probably ridiculously overpriced. People would up the resale price to ridiculous amounts because they were so scarce and they had such a hard time with supply and demand, like coming out with like the supply chain stuff. They just couldn't release enough Raspberry Pis, so they were reselling them even on like reputable sites like Amazon. And well, if you consider Amazon reputable, they would be marked up ridiculously. And so yeah, that's frustrating. That Micro Center and the Raspberry Pi 4 was like $75. Yeah, now Raspberry Pis have gotten to the point where they are powerful computers, but yeah, I don't know. I have a lot more fun with like little Arduino boards, like the ESP32s, because they're tiny little computers, and they're they generally do like one task, like the bouncing light bar in the background, or the presence detection stuff I was talking about, but they're still pretty cheap, which is nice. I like cheap. Another thing that, and this is how we doing on time. Oh, 5 minutes, man, it goes fast. Something I've been looking at is Meshtastic. Has anybody played with Meshtastic stuff? It's a mesh network, go figure, but it uses LoRa, the long range networking stuff, and you get these like little boards, like they're Arduino boards or some custom board or whatever, and then you flash Meshtastic on them, and they mesh with other things in the area, and they just send text. Like it's a very slow network, but it goes very far, and it's completely free, and you're allowed to use it. But the devices can mesh together, so you can like cover an entire geographical area with this mesh, and then send texts miles and miles and miles away over the LoRa, the long range network. It's cool. I will eventually have a couple Meshtastic devices, and I just want to play with them. It's almost like a prepper doomsday kind of communication system. You know, it's like shortwave radio, but digital packets and stuff. I don't know. It's cool. It's just cool. I do stuff with the Raspberry Pi Picos. You know, I bought a Pico when they first came out, so it was like the really slow one, and I never did anything with it. I feel bad. It didn't have headers. You know, I would have to solder the headers on. I'm not really good at soldering, and I never got around to doing it. So, yeah. 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 Oh, you know what? I've done a lot of things at Linux Journal back in the day, but I did get to build an emulation station in a cigar box, and that was fun. I enjoyed that. And I made up a circuit. I didn't make it up, but I built a circuit with somebody else's plans to convert the original Nintendo and Super Nintendo controllers into a USB, or I think at first I used the parallel port on the mini ITX board or something. I don't remember what I did, but yeah, I enjoyed that. Although I never really play the games. I have to give it to Neil. Enjoys retro gaming and actually plays the games. So kudos, hats off, Neil, because I usually get the system set up and then never play them. I've always been really sucky at video games of all sorts. So playing them isn't necessarily all that much fun. Morse code. So I haven't learned Morse code, but that made me think of what is the when you write something like a stenographer? Is that what it is? When you take shorthand. I think shorthand is the written version, and a stenographer has a crazy typewriter that has fewer things, but they can write stuff super duper fast. Anyway, those things have always fascinated me. A really close friend of mine was a shorthand teacher at college this was probably back in the 70s, but that's really cool. The hour does go too fast. I agree. Thank you. I appreciate the well wishes for Donna. She, this will be the third surgery. This one's slightly different, but from a recovery standpoint, it'll be exactly the same. So, we're pros now, and I did not take the knee scooter to the drop-off site. I didn't donate it, thankfully, because we have a really, really nice knee scooter. It's got big knobby tires, and they're inflatable tires, and they're just, it's a really nice one. So it'll do the job for another 3 months. So anyway, have a great night, everyone. If you're going to watch the American football, I have to specify American football because honestly, get more folks from Europe than in the U.S. usually for the live streams. If you watch it, hey, have fun. And if you don't watch it, feel free to have appetizers and snacks just for fun. That's pretty much the motivating factor for me for watching the Super Bowl is I get to make fun dips for chips and have pizza rolls and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, have a good week. Like I said, tomorrow I'll be working, so I'll be live streaming on my Twitch channel and the other YouTube channel. I don't do my workday live stream on my main YouTube channel. I feel like that might upset people. But yeah, I'll be on the other YouTube channel and on Twitch. So if you just want to hang out with me while I'm working, tune in. And I'll see you then. Otherwise, I'll see you next Sunday. Have a great week, everyone. Be kind. Do what you love. No, I messed it up. Learn everything. See, it's been too long since I made videos. Learn everything. Do what you love. And most importantly, be kind. Gosh, it feels good to say that. It's been too long. I'll see y'all later. Now I have to awkwardly